Hi everybody, just a quick update on what's happening. Obviously haven't published a video for a while. I'm not using the posh camera setup today. This is just a man with webcam. So I asked for questions a few months ago, and I've had a lot in, and I promise I am going to make those videos answering those questions. But one came up recently with a phrase that I've never heard before. It was called cancer ghosting. Now, I've never come across this phenomenon before. We always say that every cancer patient's response to diagnosis is individual and unique. We don't all react in the same way. So surely the same is true of the people around us. When I was diagnosed, I would say 90 to 95% of my friends all rallied round. But there are some people who literally I have not heard from that day to this. It would be easy for me to get angry and to get upset about that. But the fact is, there's just some people who don't know how to deal with this. And you know, that's fine. We don't all react the same way. I mean, for all I know, they may have already been through a really difficult emotional cancer journey with a loved one or somebody that they were close to. So we never know why people react the way they do. But there's no point in my being angry or upset about it, because that's their way of dealing with it. And that's absolutely fine. We all have to do things our own way. There is no one right way of doing things. So when you're diagnosed with cancer, your world kind of gets a little bit smaller. Everybody reacts differently to a cancer diagnosis, and some of us kind of withdraw into ourselves a little bit. It's not much fun talking about cancer, and I've said elsewhere, I think in the very first video I've made, you don't want to be that guy who just brings everybody down, moaning about how much pain he's in and how awful life is and oh, woe is me, stuff like that. Nobody wants to listen to that. So you try quite hard not to be that person. And in doing so, you kind of start constraining conversations. So sometimes it just becomes easier not to talk to people. You just kind of avoid having conversations. You don't ring people as often as you should. The thought of speaking to people sometimes gets a little bit scary. So you end up just not talking to people. So the cancer patient can themselves unintentionally ghost people because we just don't keep in touch as often as we should have done. And I absolutely know that I'm guilty of that. So that's cancer ghosting, done and dusted. And so what's coming next? I am in the process of trying to set up some interviews because it gets boring listening to my voice all the time. Even I get bored with it.
Yes.
So it'd be more interesting, I think, to hear from other people to understand their experience of going through various things, whether it's cancer or severe pain, whether they're the patient or whether it's one of their loved ones. So I'm trying to set those up in the next few weeks. I also have some videos coming up where I answer some of the questions that many of you have asked. So hopefully you find that interesting. And then I also want to make a couple of videos about what leukemia actually is, what chronic lymphocytic leukemia actually is, what it means, what it does to your body, and the same for chronic pain syndrome. And again, they'll be coming up in the near future. I have written another couple of blogs recently, and you can find all of the blogs and all of the video at my newly relaunched website, www.gibboblog.uk. So in the meantime, I hope you're all well, stay well, look after yourselves, be kind to each other, and most of all be kind to yourself. And stay strong, fight hard, and most of all, laugh lots. See you soon, guys. Take care of yourselves. And sometimes it just becomes easier not to talk to people. Bloody doorbell.